I've always wanted to do that. Hey everybody, welcome back to Summer Camp Tips. I uploaded 2 or 3 sections of summer camp interview questions and answers, and after I uploaded them, I know the picture quality was terrible, so I'm going to record it this way. So anyway, today we're going to talk about part 1 of your interview for a summer camp. One of the first questions that a camp will probably ask you is, tell me a little about yourself. Now, when you answer this question, don't tell them too much or too little. Tell them about yourself, tell them activities that you do that would fit into whatever position that you're applying for. So if you're applying for arts and crafts, give them some volunteer work or some things that you've done for arts and crafts. They're going to ask you why they should hire you. Now, this is not the time to be modest. Make your response a sales pitch. Explain what you can offer to the camp for the very specific job that you're applying for. Smile in your voice. Don't sit there and just, well, I want to be. They're listening to your voice to make sure that you're happy and you're going to fit into the camping community very well. Tell the interviewer that you enjoy teaching campers skills that they will use for the rest of their lives. Which is very common. Overnight camping, arts and crafts, everything that they do at camp helps a child broaden their skills, and you want to tell them exactly why you're going to be a perfect fit for this position. Tell the interviewer that you love being part of a team, that you want to work together with a team to work towards one common goal, and most importantly, tell them that you love working outside. What do you do when you don't know the answer to the question why you're at camp? Now, this is a very important question that needs to be answered in such a way that the interviewer knows exactly what you would do if something came up at camp and you didn't know the answer to it. Tell the interviewer that you would first go and you would look through the camp handbook. And if you didn't find your answer there, tell the interviewer that you'll go to the person directly above you. It might be a head counselor, it could be a program director at some camps. And if your answer wasn't there, you would look to the person above the person you directly report to. And most importantly, tell the interviewer that if it had to do with camper safety, that you would immediately go directly to the camp director. Okay, another question they're going to ask are, what are your strengths that has to do with the position that you're applying for. So you want to tell the interviewer what you have and what you can offer to the camp that another applicant cannot have. Sell yourself. Tell them what your greatest strengths are and use it as a story. If your greatest strength, let's say, is team building, give them an example of something that you did with team building with a group of kids and they work together and come out with a common goal. So not only tell them your strengths, but also give them a story. They're going to ask you what sets you apart from other applicants. Take the time before the interview to research the camp so you can match your strengths to the position that you're applying for. When answering this question, remember not to tell them an answer, you should show them, just like in the previous question. For example, team building, give them an example of what you've done with a group doing team building to have them reach a goal. I've been asked this question hundreds of times over my camping career, and they're going to ask you, what is your greatest weakness? Do your best to frame your answer around positive aspects of your skills and abilities as an employee, turning a weakness into a positive. For example, you might say something like, I've always struggled being a perfectionist. And then, I truly want to do the job correctly for the first time, but this sometimes means that I have to devote extra time to a project to get it done. So give them an example and then tell them a story. What are your salary expectations? Now, this question can make or break you getting a job at that camp. Now, what you really want to do is research other camps that compare to the camp that you're applying for. So, don't take a low-income camp and then look up the salary expectations of a high-end camp in Maine. Make sure you're doing apples to apples when you give them a salary range. A lot of times, if you go to the camp's webpage, you'll see a salary guideline from low to high on their webpage with the position that you're applying for, and that's probably by far the best way that you're going to get to answer the salary expectations. All right?